Hi, I'm here with Jazmyn and Adam at a brand new coffee shop called Sumo Sumo, soon to be opened in Gympie. It's actually in a secret location. And I'm interviewing Jazmyn and Adam because I found their video on YouTube, and it seems that they've been putting up regular videos to YouTube to become regular vloggers. So, Jazmyn, what do you do? Is this a business of yours, doing the vlogging, or have you got something else you're doing?
Well, I'm studying next year, so very shortly. So this has sort of been a side project while I've been studying before and dropping out of things before, and I don't really have any sort of ongoing work at the moment, but hoping to get more into the videography side of things.
And Adam is your partner?
Yes, Adam is my partner.
Adam, what do you do? Do you have a title?
Sir, I guess, or oi sometimes. So I'm just a high school teacher in town, just English and legal studies.
Okay. So I found Jazmyn through her video entitled Lilyland, and it's just a video about Gympie and the sites and the things that are in there, and it caught my attention because it had some very unusual editing and some very unusual sort of angles or take of Gympie. So what is it that inspired you to do this? What made you edit the video of Gympie?
I think, well, we really like sort of Mullany Montville area, and I think the vibe that I get from going there, I started to sort of see that in Gympie for the first time, especially when it was colder and sort of more overcast and all the sort of heritage buildings and stuff. So I just sort of wanted to get that, I don't know, mystical is probably the sort of word for it. And yeah, I don't know, show that side of it.
Okay, I notice you use a lot of different sort of unpredictable things that you would find in a video. When people do shots of or video of Gympie, they go to all the landmark places and they get the people and stuff. But the one thing that caught my eye was when you went down Mary Street, you were shooting up at the tops of the shop buildings and stuff, and I thought this was a very interesting angle. Is this something you did on purpose? Is it something that you were looking for?
Yeah.
How did that happen?
I think something that I've always been very conscious of is to always try to, and it's just such a simple thing, but always try to look up. I think we just get so into just like what we're doing in the moment that's right in front of us, and I think we miss a lot of the context of where we are or what's going on in our lives by not looking up. And it's just so simple, but yeah, like even with Mary Street, all the buildings are so old still up the top. They haven't been like refurbished really, and I think it just draws you back to what Gympie has been in the past, and I don't know, it's very pretty.
Very pretty, yes. Yes, it's really good to look around Gympie. It's got the rolling hills, and it's not really like any other Australian rural town. So you use the music that you used is like a music box, and there was like shots of the Gympie show from a distance. It was like as an observer, and then you cut really close at some calves in a pen.
Yes.
I mean, it's a very interesting video, and as I said, it even caught my daughter's eye, and she's has aspirations of making videos as well. Now, going on to some of the others on your channel, I've been looking at some of your other videos, and you did a video for Abby Wake during her ode to Maya Angelou. Is it, how do you pronounce her?
Angelou, I think.
Angelou, yeah. So it was great to see the video representation that you used, because you captured the feeling, not just the video, the performance as such. You caught everyone coming into the venue and caught people chatting and so on. It was great. You captured the feel and the mood of the evening, it seems, and of course later on there were shots of the performance. So I wanted to ask you. You use a lot of slow-mo, fast cuts, panning, a lot, all handheld. I noticed. Is that something you decide to do?
Yeah, I think especially being new to videography, you have to sort of overshoot. So I try to do a lot of sort of new things that I haven't tried, or and you can't really lose, because so long as you've got extra footage, you can cut out the bits that don't work and stick with the new things that do.
Overshoot. That's a good explanation. Yes, you have plenty of material to work with. That's led you on to maybe offering to do videos for businesses around town. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm hoping to just sort of connect with small businesses that need something for Facebook maybe, and sort of show it in a new light, and similar style to what I've done with these videos.
And now I'm going to ask Adam, because Adam, you've been sitting there listening to Jazmyn talk there, but you are a team, aren't you? There are some videos with you doing some stuff like the weightlifting, the training. How did you get involved? Like, what was inspiring you?
Well, Jazmyn had her channel from a little while ago, and then I think it might have been last school holidays, we decided to revamp it and get back into it and do it as a family. And I guess it was about connecting, finding that community that she was talking about earlier, and also, for me at least, acting as a spur, as a motivational tool, having, I guess, the pressure, the expectation of creating, of putting things out, I find is how I work best and how I'm more productive. So it was, I guess, a little bit selfish in that regard, that I wanted to start doing this and to see if I was able to. And I find that from a pragmatic sense, I suppose, all of these sorts of things, the family stuff that we film is going to be sort of replace our photo albums that I know Mum and Dad have of me and my sister growing up. They've got on the bookshelf. We'll have all of ours, on YouTube.
Okay, so
whether the kids like that or not, I guess.
Sorry, Finn.
That's right. Well, yeah, I remember you usually show these pics at their 21st.
Yeah.
But they're going to be seeing them all their life. Eh?
Tastefully edited.
How does it feel having the family or your lives exposed on a vlog like this?
When Jazmyn had a previous channel, I was really tentative. Just being a teacher and not wanting, I guess, that overexposure. But through forcing myself to do this, forcing it seems to be a theme, I have become a lot more comfortable with that aspect. And I guess embracing the fact that I can do that I can have my professional persona and my family private persona as well at the same time, and they're not in conflict. And it's been a positive experience.
I know people who just don't want to be even seen on Facebook, let alone videoing lives, private lives. So I guess it's a decision that you guys had to make, and it really is quite fascinating, like a little sneak window into your world. And of course the experiments you do, always the cayenne pepper experiment brings to mind. So you were blindfolded, that's right?
Yeah, I thought I was going to be eating actual food and not cayenne pepper and grass, so...
Hey, it was a leaf.
A leaf, sorry, yeah.
So that brings me to some of your other videos there. You've actually created a video called Critical Thinking. So that one is direct to the camera. This is something that, is it something you believe in? Is it something that you already use at school? What was the story behind that one?
I enjoy a lot of, how to put this without sounding super pretentious, really drawn out intellectual discussions about ideas that probably have no pragmatic real world application, sitting around with friends and discussing semantics and things like that. And there are things that I do at school. Obviously I utilize critical thinking, but it was really useful as an exercise to have to boil everything down into a 2-minute video, and to give the background and to try and get my point across really quickly. And it was really useful for me. And I found that I really enjoyed doing that style of a video, and I've got a lot more things rattling around in my head that I'd like to do videos for, and I guess that's something that I struggle with, is going from the abstract to the concrete. So it's helpful for me in that regard too.
I noticed towards the end there, you were talking about these concepts, and I was kind of like, straining a little bit to get, what is he talking about? But at the end, you summarized it. You say, okay, now this is how to do it in a sort of very hands-on sort of thing. So I found that very, very useful.
Good.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
So you've structured or scripted your video, which is, I guess good advice for people if they're thinking of doing this. Jazmyn, a very, very daring thing to do, I guess, is draw my life. So I watched the whole video. Now I know your life. Is this something that you recommend other people do? Is it a way of getting it off your chest, or what was the inspiration for doing Draw My Life?
I think it is a cathartic thing to sort of share your stories, and I think it's a way of taking ownership of them. And I've always been very interested in writing and sort of just blogging, like diaries and things like that. This is obviously a lot more of a public platform to do that, but yeah, I think I've always been interested in taking my experiences and turning them into a story, sort of, if that makes sense. Yeah, I'm really hoping to have a killer memoir at the end of all this, so got to keep track of it all. But
So it could be a continuing story.
Oh,
if,
yes.
yes. Although it did seem to have a happy ending, meeting Adam and having a family.
yes,
So there is a happy ending.
definitely.
Is it something that you recommend other people do?
Sharing like this?
Yes.
Yeah, I think what I tried to do in this video was stay very much to the facts of what happened rather than bringing up my emotional experience in it. And I think that can keep you out of a little bit of trouble with other people that are involved in it, because, you know, if someone's contributed to the story you're telling, you're simply relaying facts, you're not projecting any judgment or something, I don't know. So if you have like a delicate situation that you do want to share, I think that's a good way of doing it.
Mm.
But yes, I definitely think that if people are interested in, I don't know, having validation by connecting with people who have been through similar things, I think it is a useful exercise.
Okay, and it's a useful exercise. I'm going to ask one more question about that. There's like two audiences for your video. One is the general public who don't know you from a Barasol,
Yes.
and they're looking at your life. And what's the message that you wanted for them to understand or receive? And also the other audience, of course, is your family, your mother, your brother, the people actually in your story. What do you think their reaction is, or what did you want them to know about after doing this video?
For the general public, I think it was just a way of expressing my context, and so when people watch the rest of our videos, they can sort of understand a lot more depth of why we might be interested in certain things or talk about things from a certain perspective. Yeah, I think it's just a good exercise in background knowledge, sort of research for the viewers. But for my family, I don't think they've actually seen the video yet, but I have had videos in the past that have included them, and it didn't go down so well. But that's sort of what I was saying before about trying to just stick to the facts, and if it's happened, then I believe that it's more their responsibility to take ownership of what's happened, even if it's uncomfortable. But yeah, I tried to be a little bit sensitive with certain things, so I hope that comes across to them.
Has it brought your family together in any way, as some kind of laying all the cards out on the table?
No, not just yet.
Not yet? Okay.
I think Adam being a new family for me, Adam and our kids and his family, sharing in this way has certainly helped with that side of the family. Once again, just expressing context, I suppose. But as far as my family, well, most of them don't really even know how to use the internet, so
Okay.
yes.
Okay. So it might take a while for them to
Yes.
to view and understand. There's a lot of, well, not a lot, but there's an organisation in town, the Suicide Prevention. Have you seen them? Would you have any communication with them? Do they have an opinion on what you've done? Is there anything at all?
No, I haven't. I've been involved with the mental health community at the hospital in Gympie, and they're a really great team of people, but nothing has come from this video, so that's probably a good sign, perhaps.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, look, thank you. And I just got one last question for Adam. Because we were talking about your teaching and your critical thinking, is that something that's happening in schools at the moment, or is this your own sort of teaching method thrown in?
No, critical thinking is an important part, particularly for when you're trying to cultivate those higher order thinking skills. I can't imagine that there's any teachers out there that aren't utilising it to some degree.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, and doing videos on the internet, what does the education department think of your dual roles here?
I'm almost certain that there's nothing we've done that would be cause for concern. As long as I don't publicly bash Education Queensland.
Which
they
you wouldn't
probably,
even want to do.
No, exactly.
Yeah.
I can't imagine they'd have a problem.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, hopefully it's just supporting different teaching methods.
Good intentions.
Good intentions.
Although
okay.
they do say that road to hell is paved with good intentions. So.
Don't say that. Well, on that note, we're signing off now. So look, thank you very much, Jazmyn. Thank you very much, Adam. And for anyone watching, I hope you found this interesting. You can go to their YouTube channel, which is just entitled Adam and Jazmyn. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Yes, we can see it up here. And hopefully we'll see some more videos from Adam and Jazmyn in the future. Thank you for watching. Thank you.
Thank you.